We are here in Louisville, right downtown at what the people have dubbed the Injustice Square. The Injustice Square. The Injustice Square. So, welcome to my live. I'm just going to go live today. Just bring you all into this time that we're experiencing downtown with the people. So come on in, come on in. Get ready. This is always since coming here the first time. This right here is just bothers me. It just bothers me because, as you can see, it's right here. And Brianna's memorial is across the street. We're going to go over there in a minute. You can't see it right now because of the truck. But, okay. We have been prepping for our live from Louisville broadcast tomorrow, and it's going to be live at 3 o'clock. So make sure you tune in 3 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow. We're coming live from Louisville from the First UU Church, an amazing ministry that has provided sanctuary for protesters here to keep them from being locked up, thrown in jail by the police. This ministry made national headlines a few weekends ago, and just an amazing ministry that we're going to worship from tomorrow. That's right. Still social distancing. It won't be any people in there with us, but you all will join us virtually. So we're going to do it from a virtual place, a virtual space. Live from Louisville. It's going to be an amazing thing. This is where people are positing themselves day in and day out. This memorial that we're going to visit in a few minutes. There's people there day in and day out, believing that there will be justice for Breonna Taylor. As you all know, this case has been drug out and drug on, and a massive miscarriage of justice. Massive miscarriage of justice in her case. I've been here. I spent most of the night out here last night, even after they shut the park down. Here, just praying and spending time with people in the community, just really observing the community, observing everything that's going on. People here are loving on each other. People here are supporting each other. And I just passed these brothers on the way over, so let's just go talk to some people. Y'all see me put my mask on? I was like this. Fellas, how y'all doing? Y'all from Louisville? Born and raised? Can I ask how old you are? First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Pastor Greg. Pastor Greg, from North Carolina. Any of y'all ever been to North Carolina?
Yeah, I have. I have been to Myrtle Beach.
That's South Carolina, but we'll take it. We'll take it. May I ask how old you are? What's your name? Keon. Tone.
Chuck, 19.
Chuck, 19.
17. My name
Dada. Y'all been out here protesting?
Not every day. We don't be out here every day, but we try to make it out here as much as we can, though.
Yeah. Why?
Because it means something for real. That's all for real. We gotta get justice.
Yeah.
If no justice, ain't no peace. That's how we all feel better. It's out here.
It's a lot of teenagers out here.
Yeah.
I I seen them like 13, 14 last night in the street. It was like that was almost like without their parents, perhaps. Like, can y'all tell me like why this means so much to the young people of Louisville? I'm out here. She died in March.
We don't all take a stand that we will.
It's really too much black on black crime. We need to come together on that. Stop our life.
And then most people come down here just because they want to do something to the police.
You proving our point. So we ain't taking up with it no more. That's all it is.
The relationship between the people and the police is it getting worse or is it getting better?
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Why?
It's going to forever stay. I said it's going to forever stay the same to get worse sometimes.
Even after all of this marching, all this protesting, it's getting worse.
Yeah, it got worse after Martin Luther King.
If it was getting better, we wouldn't be out here marching for justice. I would
I mean, like, have you all had any encounters with Louisville PD?
Yeah, plenty of times, for real.
What happened? Like, what was your encounters like? Are they people, you know, that care about the community? All cops are not bad.
It's hard. There's some of them, some good ones, some bad ones. I ain't gonna say all of them dead, because I ain't ran into all of them. But most of the ones I done ran into, they was just Jimmy. I just downright
So you don't trust them?
Yeah, not at all. I just try to keep my balance. I got family that's in the force and I still don't trust them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't got nothing. I keep myself working at all times.
Have any of you all, since the protesting, had encounters with police, being locked up, and stuff like that?
We ain't been locked up, but we done had encounters though.
Yeah, we ain't been locked up for protesting.
Yeah, we done had encounters. A lot of them.
Was y'all down here last night? I was here when somebody came through the shop.
Nah, we went down.
Did y'all hear what's that?
Yeah, we was ready to come down last night, but we stayed in the house. Cause it ain't, for me, it ain't safe for her. Not right now.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Like we need to kind of like be watchful. Even right here across from the police station.
Hey, for real.
It's not. Did y'all hear that? It's not safe across. Is that because we black? I mean, you know.
It could be y'all thing.
They jealous of my skin color.
What's to be jealous of?
Be y'all thing. So,
I want to jealous of they not capable of what we We're doing everything better.
we got this day. We got a lot of great men.
Us
This
as
is how they
black
get
people,
great men.
we smarter than them. They just don't want us to know. That's all it is.
Like the system been feeding us for lies. We know it. Like school, they ain't even teaching us the right things. Like at all.
School, they teaching us about stuff that we don't need to know, like history and stuff. History ain't got nothing to do with the future. Like, most people my age don't know how to write their name. Curse it, they don't know how to write the shame.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
So,
so
only thing
they don't teach nothing in
school is
school.
math and science. That's all. It's the only thing school is good for.
So, if, where are y'all with school? Y'all graduate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I mean, because education is important to me. I'm a college professor, so you know it's important to see black men, you know, go after that education. Is that what's the mentality of the young people here? Do you have a lot of young people that are driven in the right direction?
yeah, but everybody's mentality got
Different.
I've seen so far.
Everybody's different.
We're gonna come down to the point, no matter what the cost is. Definitely. That's
Some
everybody.
people come down here and start bullshit. Some people come down here to have fun. Some people come
Some
down here
people
to
come down to party, some people come down here to shoot at the police, some people come down here to protect the protesters. Either way it go, I'm fine with all of it.
As long as I'm safe, me and my crew, as long as we safe, you feel me?
I can't really speak for everybody, you know everybody.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, he that is in me is greater than he. Well, no. He, Christ who strengthens me. Christ who strengthens me. Christ who strengthens me. I feel you. I rock with you. I rock with you. Like, yeah, man. I've been out here. I was out here 2 weeks ago when they were the curfews and everything. It wasn't safe for young people.
Even before the protest, before Brianna, it was never safe for us.
Okay, so you're talking about before Breonna ever came into the picture.
Yeah, like we have incidents like back in the past. We'd had a few incidents where we had encountered with the police and we had to run because it wasn't safe for us. Even if they was gonna put us in the cuffs and everything, they'll put their guns out on us and everything for no
So
reason.
you think we're not gonna get scared and run?
Yeah, we wouldn't have a gun, we wouldn't have nothing on us. We wouldn't be doing nothing to nobody, just be walking. Police come, mess with us.
So we call that like, being profiled.
Yeah.
So you feel like we as black people have a target on our back?
Yeah, they think we all like.
They think we all the same. You feel me? They think we all have the
Just
same
like
mentality.
all white people look alike to us, all black people look alike to them. And they all act and look alike. And that's how we think, that's how they think.
Right.
They all act and look, they do everything the same, so they are the same people. So judge people by
the relationship between the people of color here and the police department has been strained for a long time. And there's, what about like community leaders?
We got a lot of CTS. We got a lot of community clubs.
Shout them out for me.
Man, shout out CTS Bow, real talk.
Who is that?
Talk Bow. I wish Big Cousin's down here.
Real talk. He usually
Just down for the camera.
Real talk.
What does he do? What makes
He's a
him?
rapper.
Okay.
He's a rapper slash dancer slash
Yeah,
comedian.
he do all that.
So he comes down here. He's the face of the protest. He's the face of the movement right now. I wouldn't say the face because Brown is the face.
That's his picture right there on that one.
Yeah, at right there where
right
it says
there.
freeway. That's his picture. That's his picture.
Okay.
Down here.
Okay.
He'll be down here right now.
Well, hold on. You're not talking about that. That's Jimi Hendrix on that.
No, it's not. It's right here. It's right here.
With the white tank top on?
With the white tank top?
Yeah.
That's him?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Oh, okay. All right.
Usually he'll be down here and he'll have everybody hype in the middle of the circle.
Yeah, be out here.
He got 80 interviews with this. Yeah, he hypes everybody up.
You gonna call it out like that? What about like the mayor, city council? Like they rocking with you, right?
I really don't. I don't know.
I don't get too much of the politics about it.
Yeah, I don't.
So let's talk about that for a second. Are y'all gonna vote?
I ain't even know no vote.
I'm not voting unless it's a black president going for president.
Kanye.
So
I'm not voting for Kanye.
So I don't even think Kanye's on the ballot in Kentucky, but there is not a black. My bad. There is not a black president on this ballot, but there's a black vice president on this ballot. That's not enough to make you vote. If elected, she would be the first woman and the first black woman in that role.
I'll vote for her. She got about 100% of my vote.
So we voting now?
Yeah, she's black.
So you didn't know?
I don't get into politics.
I'm really not into all that.
I'm more into worrying about our lives because our lives being dangerous just because of our skin color and the environment that we're in. So I'm more worried about saving our skins instead of voting. We ain't in a very good time right now to vote.
Well, so so let me just tell y'all something, because I want to encourage you to vote. It's in 3 weeks. It's a black woman. She's running for vice president with Joe Biden.
If she's not running for president, I don't want to vote.
What? She's on
And
that
then
ticket.
another way I look at it, I'm not getting paid to vote. I think voting overrated. I feel like my vote's not gonna matter. It's still a billion other votes.
So is your grandparents alive? I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
My mom and daddy, I don't know if my daddy's mom was alive.
What if your great grandparents were standing here telling you,
I tell them the same thing as 2020.
I didn't have a right to vote, but I marched. I did. What if your grandparents were saying, we did what you all are doing right now so that you can vote? Would you really look at them and tell them?
Don't take this disrespectful, but I'll look my great grandparents in the eyes. And I'll tell them this is 2020. I thank you for what you did for 2020.
Yeah, that's really the problem. We ain't
Everybody
moving on from that. Everybody want to keep on going back to the past. That already been happening.
Well, but you all, a few minutes ago, was saying that one of the problems that you have with education is that you weren't really taught about your own history. So is respecting history the same thing as quote unquote
I
going back
really
to
don't
the past?
respect history because I think history is fake because I wasn't there to witness it myself. So therefore, if I can't witness it myself, I don't believe it.
So you're 19, right? So in 50 years, you'll be 79. You're out here, Tone, right? Oh, that's Tone. Day. What was your name? You didn't tell me that before. Chuck, okay. You'll be 79 in 50 years. You're out here making history right now. Would you want your grandkids to tell you that didn't matter, Granddad? Well, they will believe you because Granddaddy Chuck is telling them.
I was raised to don't believe everything that I heard and something.
If this don't go down in the history books now, what's going on right now, if they don't put this in the history books, if it's in the school by next year, I'm not believing nothing that they tell anybody in school.
Well, it may take more than a year
They'll
to
probably
get it
say
in.
that a white pioneer came to help all the black people or something like that. Like they'll make up something to put in textbooks because everything they got in the textbooks now is false.
But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your grandkids. You're going to tell them, we fought for change in Louisville. That history don't matter. It won't matter to you in 50 years.
Not really, because I'll probably be a billionaire in 50 years. Therefore, I'm the person that put the plan together. I'm gonna make it happen. So we're gonna be millionaires. We're gonna be millionaires. I don't care. Don't listen to what they tell me. We're gonna be millionaires. I got a plan for me and all of us.
So, tell me who y'all are protesting against. Who you protesting against? Police?
That's all I'm protesting.
All racist things.
All racist?
So
So,
whoever don't go like this, we're not doing that. Whoever don't like blacks.
You don't gotta like blacks, just respect them.
Yeah,
As human beings, we respect them.
We are equal. Don't treat us like we are.
so, are y'all aware of the Attorney General? And Daniel Cameron, this is the guy that is over Breonna's case that was trying,
The only thing that I know about the police or anything they got to do with the government is that I heard that Breonna's killer got locked up for a few days and got right out.
But do you know why he got right up?
No, I guess that I would like to say some stuff that I can't say.
Why can't you say?
He didn't get caught for shooting. He didn't go for shooting.
And they give me a case if I say what I was going to say.
Freedom of speech, bro. This is America.
They also do that terroristic threat and stuff too. We can't say whatever we want to the police. They'll take it as all they really rule.
So let me go back to voting for just 1 second. It's a black woman running for vice president behind Joe Biden. Joe Biden was Obama's VP. So we're talking about Obama's VP. He's not running for
What
president.
it seems like Michael Jordan don't like black people.
I wouldn't say that Michael Jordan don't like black
He even said it.
people. Mike never said that.
Well, he said he don't want black people wearing his shoes.
That's not true either. That's not true.
What he say?
Mike said that, well, I think you're alluding to this comment where he said Republicans buy shoes too. Everybody buys his shoes, black and white. And as a matter of fact, Michael Jordan just pledged $100 million to Black Lives Matter this summer. So you gotta know, bro. He rocks with this.
Well, that's probably because he's black and black lives matter, but that don't mean he like black people.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a millionaire who's giving 6 figures to people that he don't like and don't support. Like you can't be, you can't be that much of a skeptic to think that Michael Jordan is like that, because that's not true. But I really would like y'all to vote. I mean, then you got Trump running too. I'm not telling you who to vote for.
So I don't think he's ready to get elected.
Why not?
I don't know.
Would you vote for him? Chuck, would you vote for him?
He seemed nasty to me. I don't know. He's sketchy. He's a sketchy president.
I like him
like a
because
kid.
I like him because he don't care about nobody's opinion. But other than that, everything is like that's kind of distracting.
Yeah.
But
Would you
I only
vote?
like him because he don't care. He don't really care about nobody else's opinion.
So you would vote for him?
No, I wouldn't vote for him. Like
Why not?
Because I wouldn't vote for him because he's Trump.
Okay. Would you vote for him, Trump?
Left side he voted for Trump.
I know you're 14, but would you vote for Trump? Oh, 18. Bro, so would you vote for Trump? So I want y'all to understand this, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone by this. Do you know that no vote is a vote for Trump? No vote is a vote for Trump.
Trump got to be at office this year. Ain't he his 4th year?
Well, I mean, if you
Give
vote.
me 8 years.
No. 4-year terms.
4-year term.
So he's running right now.
But he get it twice.
No,
you can only get
depending
4
on
years
this
once.
election. So no vote is a vote for Trump. Especially in Kentucky.
Yeah, because we don't like Trump even though he got our vote.
Well,
He won in Kentucky.
if you vote, he don't got you.
Well, I can see one because I'm not voting. I'm not getting paid to vote. Everything, all my time has got to be worth money. Me sitting right here, right now, worth some money. Everything I do is worth money. Why you getting in the laughing, bro? I'm being dead serious.
You just being sarcastic right now, bro. You just be dead serious.
I ain't, bro, but y'all think I'm being sarcastic. And I'm like, bro, I'm not, I ain't being dead serious. Well, I was
You're not
being
getting paid
sarcastic about being, about getting paid somewhere here. Voting ain't gonna get me no money, so I really don't matter.
You know, I could argue you on that.
I'm not getting paid to vote.
Nah, but if they did pay to vote, I'll be voting now.
Yeah, I'll vote as much as I can.
But, and I need to be clear about this. You know that it's more than just a president. You got other people running too. And those people affect your public policies, which actually affect your bottom line.
It depends on what they care about, what they running for.
Yeah. And then like behind the scenes.
But you gotta, got to learn of them in order to know who the, I mean, how can I get you all to learn about who's running?
Give me $50 and I'll do my research right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Well, it's going to be more than right now.
I do my research every day for the next year.
So I have to pay you to learn about your own.
Because it's something that really don't matter to me. That's just something that don't really matter to me.
All right, so this is my last question. What's the top 3 things that matter to you right now?
Top 3 things that matter to me.
Yeah.
Music,
Protect the
money, and
minds.
food.
Protect the minds. Money and true education.
Protecting yours, money, and true education. So, do I have to pay you to be educated? But you care about it. It's your top 3.
Not to be educated, to go to school. To get
I ain't gonna lie, yeah,
education.
my mom used to try to pay me to go to school.
Yeah.
I used to skip school a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going to school to get false education. I'd rather self-educate myself. I got a phone, I got Google, I can educate myself.
Top 3 things. What's your top 3 things that you care about? What's the top 3 things that you care about right now?
My life? Yeah, that's facts. My life for real. Music and money. Yep, my music. Yep. My life and my music. Facts. Music. My music. That's all.
My music is one thing that I care about too. I love my music.
Okay.
I love my music.
What about you?
Family.
You're the first one that said family.
Oh yeah, family always come
Okay.
first.
I was waiting. I was like, is anybody the same thing about this? Okay. I got it. Well, it's nice meeting y'all. I appreciate it. I gotta figure out how to get y'all to vote. Oh, that's not you.
I can't.
Of course you can.
I can, but I can't define anything. Doggy.
What's wrong, mama? Come on, mama. Come daddy. Come on, baby.
I gotta think about that. I'll come back and holler at you. Thank y'all for talking.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Interesting conversation. That's a really interesting conversation. Yes. Hello, Miss Cross. Really interesting conversation. Really interesting. Right? I don't know. What y'all think about that conversation? Like, that's pretty revealing. Hold on, baby. You gotta watch. I don't know. What y'all think about that conversation? That was wild. That was really wild.
One of the first things that they said was like, school not teaching me anything. Like basically, I felt like they were saying, I don't see myself in the pages, so it must not be real. That's not the real history. But then the real history of people marching and dying for them to have the right to vote, and they're not exercising that right to vote. It's kind of like, what do you really mean? What is your true history then? And then to say that even when they tell their story, like, history has already passed. History is history.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hold any value in today.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like, it did make sense. But I feel like they were trying to express a lack of trust in the systems of society, and they didn't necessarily say they were, but I feel like that's their reason.
Yeah. Let me we're gonna come back to that. Let's probably should go around here. Excuse me.
How y'all doing? It rained early today. Yeah, when it rained. What's your name? Hey,
North Carolina.
North Carolina, thank you for coming down. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you.
What's your name?
My name's Ty, taking photos.
Ty. Yes, I see you out here.
Nicole. Hey.
Miss Nicole.
Nicole. That's it.
Like, have y'all spent a lot of time here?
How what day are we? 100 and what? 30?
39, maybe 140 for real today, but after 100 days, we just knew after 100 days.
Are you serious?
Yes.
100 plus days, almost 150 days.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Why not?
Why?
Breonna Taylor, why not? We all want justice for Breonna Taylor. You know, we'll come out here today, tomorrow, any day. You know what I mean? To demand justice for Breonna Taylor. Right across from the police station. So every time they come out the building, they have to see this. They have to be reminded of what they did and what we're trying to do.
What do you think they see when they see this every time they come?
Democracy, bro. They see democracy, they see the people coming together, and more so personally for me, I think they show you come down here every single day is consistency. So even though a lot of people feel like it's supposed to be some kind of a norm or smooth, if you really sit down and look, a lot of little things been happening in the city. So a lot of things, as far as people who wasn't working together, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of collaborations, as well as on the law, some laws have been changed. Detroit, come here real quick, big ass. It don't matter. What kind of laws have been changed in the city so far? You don't already like that.
Laws have been changed?
Yes, as far as
I know Couture and Alka Scott with Couture drafted the legislation or came up with the legislation for the no-knock warrants to be banned across Louisville. And then she worked with Alka Scott, who's the state representative, to get that no-knock ban, that's like centered around the entire state. That's the only real legislation, like hard legislation that I can recall.
What's on the ballot here is I just spoke with some teenagers over there. All who are old enough to vote, and they're not voting. And because I'm not from Kentucky, other than the presidential race, I really couldn't educate people on what's on the ballot. Is your governor running this term?
right now it's the Senate. Right now it's your
So
you got your secondary and then you got your primaries. So I believe right now it's the presidential, it's primaries from Mitch McConnell and the Senate race is going on right now. So right now it is very important that we in Kentucky vote for Amy McGrath. Now we might not always agree with everything that she says, but we gotta understand it's like we gotta start voting for interests and not for who we like. You see what I'm saying? So that way, when you understand, when you vote for your interests as an individual, you don't always get caught up in I'm black, I'm white. If I'm a black man in a different tax bracket, this interest might benefit me to where I can still position myself to still help my culture in a whole. You see what I'm saying? So everything's micro and macro and perspective.
So tell me what you're doing to affect change.
Number one, being out here, occupying space.
Which is big.
Yeah, just
after 100 and something days.
What's the exact days, bro?
Hey Siri, how many days has it been since May 26th? 137 days ago. I did a protest with some folks. It was a smaller caravan, like 2 days before like the huge shit broke out. And when that broke out, everybody took to the streets, literally like right in this corridor. It was like shoulder to shoulders, like all the way around.
Really?
Yeah.
Community leaders joining y'all out here?
Say again?
Community leaders joining you out here?
Yeah, we've had pastors. We've had people who work in or work in proximity to Metro Council, entrepreneurs, It's lit on a lot of community leaders out here. People, nationals have been coming in, just like standing in solidarity with us. The attorneys have been standing in solidarity with us.
What about you, bro? So, is this an organization, y'all? What university?
Me personally, I'm part of the Press House Mason, so community service and being out here and doing community work and summer that I've been a part of for a long time.
Right.
As far as this injustice what we're dealing with now, I'm more so around making sure they hear our narrative, hear our story. I do photography as well as a lot of videos. I mean, and I just try to paint that real raw picture of what the people's actually dealing with versus what the mainstream is going to show you and your naysayers and, you know, your infiltrators and different things out here. Because everybody out here ain't necessarily fools. You see what I'm saying?
Did y'all know each other before this?
No, and this is actually my little brother now. You see what I'm saying?
I was like wondering, did y'all meet out here?
Yes, actually.
Everybody over here I met already.
Are you serious?
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, because we out here so
This is the family unit.
yes.
So, okay, so now y'all got some North Carolina family.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what we do, justice for the next generation.
Okay.
So we've spent this entire summer in Minneapolis, in Georgia, Brunswick, and Atlanta. Brunswick where Ahmaud died, Atlanta, Rashard Brooks, Houston, George Floyd's family. We've been everywhere, and now we're here. You know, standing with you.
Welcome to Louisville.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you so much, yes, sir.
Get y'all some grip-ons.
Big
Get y'all
red.
some Kings
It's a
chicken.
big red.
We're actually hungry right now, so tell me what that is.
Honestly, King's Chicken it's on 18th. I've been open to this Sunday.
Yeah, they open.
What's that? 18th from like Louisville over there.
Well, since where we as
know that was
Chicken
close.
Kings is close.
That was closed up each on Sundays.
Today's Saturday though.
Saturday. You said Sunday party.
But that's how you know he been out here working though, man. You know he been lost track of days.
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
And
so
since
go
we
get
got our
some
brother right here, I don't know if you guys follow social media a lot, but this is the most famous
Social media
Mr.
life?
Maxwell.
Oh, really?
He don't like being up. At the end of the day, this brother right here, like I say,
He puts his life on the line
This
consistently
brother is a
to make sure that we have legal
Who's right
observation and make sure that we the story and the truth is documented, because a lot of times throughout this protest, the police have told blatant lies on us. They've put us in danger. They've literally physically harmed us. And if it were not for people like Max for putting their life on the line, we wouldn't have the footage to cover our ass.
Go right to this
Like,
brother's
here's
foot.
the show.
Yes.
Really?
I remember when I first met you.
I believe
remember
Max
I was
has
like,
been
can I
out
put your
here
bike in my
every
situation? You was like,
single
nah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we, I feel it's important to give everything we have to this, the best way we can. One of those versions is live streaming for me. And there's other things too,
I see you, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything we can.
So you're from Louisville?
Yeah.
Were you live streaming before the Breonna Taylor case?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I running a music event, poetry event, so, putting my phone on a pocket and live streaming is, muscle memory now.
Yeah. Okay. So, in your own words, what has just something as simple as live streaming and
All
social
on the
media
street,
mean to
all up in there. When it first popped
Breonna Taylor's movement?
a few different answers. Let's start with A, of course. The first thing is, a lot of people in this city, a lot of people in this world who aren't able to get out of their homes and come down with us and march and protest because of health reasons, family reasons, child reasons, money reasons, or just being afraid. They still want to see it. And I think it's important to keep that camera rolling for them. The next thing, too, something happens, just like you said, the next day an article comes out, protesters did this. And I'm like, no, we didn't. Did you see hour 1, minute 15, second 5? We was actually across the street. So take the article down, say sorry, and I'll see you tomorrow with the live stream again. You know what I'm saying? That's happened a plethora of times. I can't even tell you how many times. Maybe 7. But yeah.
Wow. I love it. What's your will you tell us your handle so people can follow you?
Oh yeah, on Facebook it's Maxwell Mitchell. You're gonna see 3 accounts. They're all me. Just, one is 5,000 already, so I had to do another. Another's 5,000, so I had to do another one. It just keeps rolling like that. And then on Instagram, we got Maxwell Sounds, all one word.
Okay. Maxwell Sounds. Traditional spelling. Dope. Man, thank you so much for your work.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it.
It's nice meeting all of you.
It's nice meeting you too.
Yeah. They do snipers all up and down.
Oh yeah, we were here for these snipers around the building. So I'm Pastor Greg. I passed you over there. Y'all from Louisville? What's up? I remember you from last night. Yeah, follow you. Okay. So what's life like in Black? What's it like?
Constant fight.
Pre-Brianna fight?
It ain't. I don't think it's changed. Ain't nothing changed other than us just getting more information.
So this has been police brutality has been going on. So Brianna just brought it to national attention.
Yeah, the thing about Brown's case was the fact that it's just not the killing first, was the fact that nothing was seen. So, and it's not to downplay any others that have gotten out or their names got big, but the difference is, even with Trayvon Martin, eventually someone was taken to court after a while, something was done. Same with a lot of others. With Brianna, it was just silence. That's all we got for weeks and weeks and months, and then it would just be patient with us. We looking at, we investigate, be patient. 3-4 months. I studied criminal law. I've done mock trials and all that. If I think after they did that case, if I would have went to my mock trial and we actually did a murder case for my mock trial, I was a prosecutor. If I would have left out of there and the jury would have been like, oh, well, y'all messed up the walls, my professor would have probably failed me.
This is the first case that he ever tried.
He was the attorney general, and the only thing that came out of that case was the walls was messed up. That's it.
Yeah, we know. And we know that he's also trying to silence. Yesterday, he filed a motion in court to silence the one juror who's trying to speak, who's willing to speak out on what was reported to the jury in the arraignment. So, and he's black.
He's not black, he's a cool. That's what he is. He's cool. His skin color is just us. He down inside, his soul is white. He's a whole cool. That's why he has security around his house now. Security detail around his house. He got sheriffs, police, and homeland security around his house.
If he really cared, he ain't been out here to march one time.
He hasn't been here.
He ain't been nowhere once. The mayor ain't been nowhere once.
The mayor of Louisville?
He came down here.
Yeah, he asked me, was he down here? I said he would not come down here right now.
Down here a long time.
Yeah, it had to be a long time ago. If he come down here now, it won't go good.
So even if it was one time, he hasn't been back. And his office is somewhere.
He ain't finna come down here. It'll literally.
Wow. Tell us your name. What do you do?
For work, I'm an compliance legal analyst.
A lot of people think that those of us who are protesting occupying spaces like this are professional. And I do.
I be seeing them on the news when they say that. I always say something. We got full-time jobs.
I haven't called
Some of us got
to
2
HR
jobs.
for protesting.
We own houses. We just sacrificing our time after work to come down here. Or taking off in the middle of the day, taking lunch breaks, all of that to come and do what we need to do. That's what we doing. We got full jobs. A lot of people got jobs. They just sacrifice their time to do it.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all that do got jobs, there's something on your job called volunteer time. If you got that type of job.
Our PTO. Paid time off.
You can volunteer your time.
But just be careful, because you will get called down to HR. Human resources. Trust me, I know.
It's a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, I work also just trying to make sure the square is secure and stuff. So that's why I was telling him I was trying to figure out who y'all was. Like we had some incidents down here last night that was a shooting.
I was out there.
Yeah, so it's like, we just trying to really watch. You don't know what's gonna happen, Yeah, and the people who don't know.
So they give you the rundown we're just grateful that you all are doing what you're doing, keeping this place lit and alive. I was here 2 weeks ago when they were enforcing the curfew.
We wasn't caring.
We adults, so we don't bad about
The
it.
curfew was only put in place if you really pay attention. It was only put in place down here. The other thing is you can't really curfew the whole area because people got jobs, people work second shift, they work third shift. It was only put down here so then if something happens and they lock you up, they can say you break the curfew. It was only to really maintain down here, so they had cement blocks around this area to block people in so you couldn't drive up. But people just parked up. We parked outside of cement blocks and walked up here.
It was to suppress the movement.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But what would you say to people who are watching and saying, well, but the movement was destroying property downtown. The movement was bringing violence downtown.
And then I'll tell you this, every time we protested and every time there was any type of march, for the most part, violence was always started by the police. They always incited it. There would be times when this first started off, we would come down here and have a peaceful march. When the first curfew was done, and they would just start pepper spraying us. Before the curfew, we'd just be standing out here, they'd just start gas bombing us and pepper spraying us.
Really?
Before the curfew would even start. We would just be standing there, and they would even be talking to the police as close as we are, hugging them, shaking hands, telling everybody all the police ain't bad, blah, blah, blah. And out of nowhere, gas bombs and pepper spray, everybody running. They would just do it. And then from that is when people start throwing stuff back at the police and stuff. They would always incite. We could be peacefully marching, police would come up and riot gear, block up the street. And the thing is, if you was to let us keep marching, we would go on and get back where we was. Nothing happened. They want to stand there, push back against the people. We watched, we did a march. When was that? Like 2 weeks ago or something like that. When we did a march up there, I literally watched the police and I put in my quote, gang stomp a protester. Like they gang stomped him in the middle of the street. No lie. They grabbed him and they beat him down right there in the middle of the street. They snatched another guy off a bicycle, white guy who was riding with us. Snatched him off his bike, threw his bike off. Like you can see it on video, throwing it, them slamming him on the ground. Like, yeah, they don't care. They are literally the cartel. That's what I call them. They're the cartel.
So if you are protesting for justice for Breonna Taylor, or protesting against police brutality, or protesting against white supremacy, you're a target here in Louisville.
Right.
You're a target.
We've had guns pulled on us even from just regular white civilians.
When you get
We
arrested,
marching white people just come up pointing their guns at you.
Well, last night, right? Y'all came.
Well, they actually shot.
Yeah. So it's dangerous for us to be here. What you say?
yeah, it's been dangerous.
I mean,
Like for us to run up on them
don't
guys.
be afraid.
Yeah,
but
but for us to run up on them guys, it was us putting our lives on the line. We chased them guys down. They started shooting. We was over there. I know you was the one. She was the one. She seen them first. And they called me from right here, and we walked over to check it out.
But the police did not apprehend them.
the
No,
police
they
wasn't
let them
here.
go.
So the police
Police
was
let
here,
them go.
right there, the end of this block, up at that block, and over here. The police was here the whole time we was down here. When that happened, the police all of a sudden was gone. We chased them. They shot again on this side over by the children. We come back around. All of a sudden, the police pull back up at all the spots again like nothing happened. And we like, y'all didn't hear all them shots? Y'all
But
see
that's
these people
the
running?
police building right there. I just want y'all to see that's the police.
Literally.
There it is right there.
And the other stations up the street.
Yeah. Police,
Literally.
We just got barricaded.
They
by
didn't
the
come and
police
check on
last
nobody.
2 weeks ago, we got barricaded by the police. Like
They didn't come and check on nobody. They didn't say is any kids hurt because it was a kid event. They didn't say if any kids is okay, nothing. They just pulled back up to their spots again and just parked. That's it. And then we found 2 guys over here that everybody felt like could have been them. The police checked them and let them go.
Time, but we're gonna watch the cameras. We have that information.
But they came out of nowhere talking about. Now, mind you, we on quarantine. Nothing's open down here. None of these buildings open. I asked them where y'all come from. They said we just got off work. What building y'all working down here? All these buildings is abandoned. All these buildings are
They
abandoned.
was lying because when they walked past us at the corner of 6th and Market, the dude had something over his hand, over
the trigger.
Wow. We seen it. That's why I just called
They
y'all.
called
He
me
was
when we
lying.
went over there. The police don't care.
Wow. legit.
Yeah.
They don't care about us because we're black. Now, if it was a
Well,
white
right now you
event,
have a black interim chief.
Oh, I'm trying to talk to her. I told Maxwell we need to set that talk on. We need to talk because she just did that thing with him. Talking about how she want to work with us. But why didn't your police come and check on us last night? That literally, if you think about it, he had an assault rifle. How many children could he have killed last night if we wasn't proactive on that? How many children could he have killed with an assault rifle? Your police didn't even come to see if any child was over here dead. They never came in to see if any child was over here dead. Now there was a girl up here that had a panic attack and passed out up the street. She had a panic attack. They had to take her to the hospital. A little girl, because she was so scared.
Well, they stayed. They were 100 yards away.
They never came.
They parked.
They was at the
They
end
never
of that
walked
block,
over.
At the end of that block. Never came.
and stayed there. It was really disappointing.
Yeah, we just gotta get used to
You
it.
get used to the fact that the police ain't gonna help you. They not gonna help you.
LMPD is not
do
the
you
solution.
do you think it would be any different if it was a black gunman?
Yes.
Alleged gunman?
Yes.
They would have shot him before he could get to the next block.
You really think so?
Yes.
They would have, absolutely. If that call would have went out that there's a black guy shooting downtown, they would have swarmed him. They would have swarmed. I'm talking about SWAT and everything. We've seen it.
Helicopters would have been in the sky.
Matter of fact, we've
everything.
seen it when there ain't been a black shooter and a white person call and just say there's a black person with a gun, and they'll swarm with cars and SWAT and everything. We've
They'll
been
bring
there.
up the Bearcats,
We've
everything.
literally been there. Her cousin got snatched.
Yeah. I had guns on me.
We had guns
Yes.
drawn on us. Her
That's
cousin
why.
got snatched just because
Because it
a
was
white
a
person
crowd.
said he had a gun.
He had a
and we think
rifle.
he
There
pointed
was
at somebody.
14 people marching, and a guy with a rifle pointed at people. That was the whole
The
lie.
camera don't even show that, but because a white person said it, they pulled up on us over there with a SWAT truck,
Leaving, he
4 or
went
5
to home.
cars,
Once our car.
jumped out, guns on us, like get on the ground. They threw him in the back of the truck and pulled off another set.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's what we live.
Who's leaving? Going home.
I got one more question. I just talked to some teenagers, 4 guys over there. They're not voting. You know, they don't have
old enough to vote?
any. All of them are old enough to vote. Don't have any interest in voting. Don't have any interest in that democratic process.
A lot of them out here like that. But they encouraging them to vote. They doing a march actually to vote.
I was going to say, what is the community doing? What is the black community doing to reach teenagers like
Encouraging them.
them?
They've been encouraging people about voting since.
Way back when.
Yeah, they've been talking about it. You know.
You know something?
They're setting up caravans. They're setting up, like last Saturday was a big vote day at 4 different locations where they're just sending people out to go vote. They're giving free lunch, get people registered to vote from door to door.
They've been
like
working
whatever.
to get them to vote.
Like people have been working.
Dude said the only way you can make me vote is if you pay me $50. But check this out. None of them knew that a black woman was running for vice president. Not one of them
Wow.
knew that a black woman was running.
It's just unfortunately a lot of our youth is just unlearned. That's what it is. It's just unfortunately a lot of our young people are unlearned, and that's why us older ones we just try to do what we can to educate them and just give them information because a lot of them isn't just they just don't know.
They lost.
Some of them don't want to know. They'd rather be in the street.
They don't care. They're lost.
Young people.
This
15 years old,
generation
don't
is
even have
lost.
education.
And if you have the young people out here and ask them, do they know that Kamala Harris is happening? Ask these people out here. Half of them don't even know.
Nope.
And all the white people bought the Kamala Harris button and did not. I was up in D.C. with Al Sharpton's group. All the white people bought the Kamala Harris button. Not one person bought the black button with Kamala on it. Not one black person bought that button. So we have to get out here. I'm a school teacher. He's
You mean
a
that
retired
Joe
school teacher.
Biden?
And we got it. Kamala, whatever. Kamala ain't that her name, vice president?
Hold on, you said, I just want to clarify.
White people bought the Kamala, but the black people didn't. They didn't even know who she was. I'm in Washington, D.C. at the National Action Network.
Yeah, we were there. We were there.
I was a button lady.
Okay.
They're in the line getting a this button, and I couldn't believe it.
So white folks were picking up Kamala's
Thank you. No black
paraphernalia.
woman picked that button up.
No black people picked up
At
Kamala's
all.
paraphernalia.
I done sold out. Not one black person. Not one black person picked the little button I got to say Black Folks Matter, but all the white people picked it.
Why do you think that is?
we conditioned to think that their shit's better. Come on, baby. I got a beautiful button with a black girl rock on there. But they picked Marilyn Monroe. Because this society says white people look better. You know?
We're easily influenced to throw our people away.
And brainwash.
I told the young guys over here we was talking about voting earlier. I said for Republicans and Democrats, generally most of the time we vote Democratic. I said we easily throw our people away. Think about how long it took us to settle on Biden. Out of all the people we had, if anything that they say about one of our people, they throw him away. But for Republicans, all the stuff that they've heard about Trump, they will not throw him away. It don't matter what he does. But for us, but for us, we will throw ours away. The stuff they did is 30, 40 years. What Biden did was 30, 40 years ago. All of them did something back then. It was 30, 40 years ago. They all did, but we'll throw every last one of them. That's like somebody judging you saying we're not going to use it because you did something as a child 30, 40 years ago. That's what we do to all of our Democratic people. So then we left struggling, but we want to talk about where he's crooked. They all been crooked. But Trump can do all this stuff, and his people would not turn on him for nothing. He just said he can rape your mama.
You put anything in a black rap song, black people listen. They'll learn to a black rap song before they listen to you telling them the real truth. Put it in a rap song. They'll learn it. They'll know it by heart.
Right.
And it's sad. And then it's so sad when people kill each other every day, but we complain more about the police than white men fucking over us, but we fucking over each other. We are all workers' enemies. And it hurts me when I call every day. I wake up and read the news on my phone. I can pull up 10 people got shot last night.
Yeah.
Every day. Then we down here marching and everything. Then we had a shootout last night. Got a black skin, white skin here come down here want to attack us. So we had to defend ourselves last night. We gotta watch everything. We got something to do with that damn bank right there. The courthouse. There's a money machine right there.
You called the courthouse.
The bank. You go in there, that's what you're doing. You the problem, you ain't getting nothing back. And then they're selling drugs, and they don't want to put the drugs on the street. They don't want to put the guns on the street. We don't make that shit. But you go over there, we get prosecuted for it. So you go in there, you either paying a fine, a court cost, or you losing your house or something. It got something to do with the black community. They fixing up the whole East End, but they ain't fixing shit downtown in the West End. And that's murder capital in our own neighborhood. Then we up here complaining and doing all this marching and shit, then nobody want to go fucking vote. Then we killing each other every day, every night, or robbing each other, or smoking all the dope you can smoke and then want to come out here and hurt somebody. Up here it's just like a fucking picnic every night. They're up here selling drugs, using drugs, and partying like it's a motherfucking nightmare. And everybody, young people got guns. But I'm telling truth.
When did all that start? When did all that start?
In the 60s.
In the 60s. When was you running things? In the 60s and
No,
70s?
no,
When was you part of the? When was you part of the revolution?
about it.
Because I look at your generation and I look at
I'm
what we
65.
I look at what we're going through right now, and I look at the older
I
generation.
educated my kids. Everybody around me. Hold on. I ran the dirt boat.
I'm not talking about you individually.
No, but listen.
I'm just saying your generation.
Yeah, my generation.
Your generation.
Some of them are fucked up. No,
They dropped the ball and we
but
trying
listen.
to carry it and pick it up.
But me.
So we trying hard.
I fed all the kids. Fed all the kids in the neighborhood, just like I'm feeding everybody now for free.
Yeah, you a champion. I'm saying, I'm talking about your generation.
My generation
dropped the
messed up
ball
too.
and get left it on us to pick the ball up.
No, we were brainwashed.
Yeah, but y'all still dropped the ball. Regardless to why, I'm not blaming the nigga. I'm blaming the nigga making machine.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You got caught up in the nigga making machine.
Yeah.
I'm caught up in the nigga making machine myself, but I'm
are.
getting blamed to be the nigga. Nobody's blaming the nigga making machine. See what I'm saying?
But I am, because there it is. The bank right there.
Yeah, kids is killing each other, and yeah, they gangbangers selling dope, but ain't no jobs. Ain't no place for them to go.
And they ain't
nowhere
trying
for
to
them
give
to
us
go.
no
No. So yeah, they started it. You know what I'm saying? They got it. And it's part of the system, it's part of the program, right? So you can't blame the nigga without blaming the nigga making machine first. That's all I'm saying. I hear you. I hear you.
But
I
had a good upbringing.
Yeah, you had a good upbringing.
Okay.
And you was blessed.
And not only that, I fed all the babies for 30 years. And I'm
did
still
well.
feeding.
I know you did well. I'm
still
saying your
feeding
generation dropped the ball.
And I ain't even spending money out of my pocket, but sometimes I have to spend money out of my pocket. But then when I get on this grill over here, people come to me, all the ministers, all the school teachers, all the doctors, all the lawyers, and bring me food.
Oh, wow.
They said, what you need? I said, go get me some hamburgers, go get me some hot dogs, go get me some hot dog buns, go get whatever I need.
So these are your grills?
No, I'm blowing them. Them belong to somebody else. I just pop up and cook.
He just do his thing.
No.
He hold it down for the people.
Yeah, I've been feeding people since
generation dropped the ball.
the week after McAfee got shot. McAfee got shot on the 13th. Everybody ran from here on the 13th that night. National Guards were here, state troopers were here, the city police was, the sheriff was here. I'm the only one that didn't leave. I didn't run, I leave. They pushed me out the park. They shot at everybody else. They didn't shoot at me because I stood my ground. And I was the only one that stood my ground that night. I told peace to the police. I said, peace to all of y'all. Don't hurt nobody tonight. I told my crowd, I said, we had a peaceful demonstration. It was loaded. This whole park was loaded with number of people, women, children, and kids. I threw the peace sign up to them and said, all my brothers, said, go home. We had the first night of curfew. I said, we had a peaceful demonstration. Let's get out of here before 9 o'clock so they won't be shooting at us. There's all these women and children and kids out here.
Do you think they do it because we peaceful?
No, but what happened? No, somebody came.
No, I'm saying.
No, listen, I'm trying to tell my story. The white boy came with some blowers, leaf blowers.
Okay.
That gave the police a reason to shoot at everybody. Because they said they were going to take the leaf blowers and shoot the chemicals back at them. So I asked questions because the TV people came, and I asked them to ask the mayor, why did he break the curfew? Curfew's supposed to be at 9, he started shooting at people at 8:20.
Okay.
I want to know why. So the TV man did, so he questioned the mayor. So the mayor gets on TV the next morning and said, well, they had blowers over there. We afraid they was going to blow chemicals at the police. What they was going to do is shoot the tear gas back at them as they shot it up. Okay, same night.
The police was out there with chemicals, blowing them on you.
Yeah, on people.
But it's okay to blow them on you.
That's what I'm saying, it ain't.
But the fact that they was going to get them blown back on,
Yeah.
they start shooting.
They start shooting.
So the chemicals must be bad chemicals. If they start shooting,
Yeah.
the chemicals going to come to
Okay, so the National Guard and them, they wasn't supposed to go to 26 and Broadway at all. They went to 26 and Broadway anyway, because there was a crowd down there.
Hey, let me ask you one question. I'm just curious on everybody out here. What do we hope to achieve at the end of this at the end of the protest?
At the end of the protest,
What are we trying to?
It's interesting that you said that because I'm literally reading this.
equality, justice.
This is what
This is what we're trying to achieve.
Demand that the mayor and city council address the use of force by Louisville Metro Police Department, fire and revoke the officers that murdered Breonna Taylor.
And they didn't do that.
Arrest, charge, convict Jonathan Mattingly, Brent Hankerson, Miles Cosgrove.
He's the only one got charged. Mentally, the only one got charged.
Ensure the newly requested prosecutor, State Attorney General Daniel Cameron seeks full transparency and accountability. Y'all, we are nowhere near any of this happening.
Okay, not only that, we want to be treated as equal. Right here in Louisville, Kentucky, you're not treated as equal if you black. We have a different set of laws for the white man and the black man when you go in the courthouse.
In the whole world.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, this is more presidents here and been president. We're going all the way back, I said 50 years. However many years Martin Luther King been dead.
Back 600 years.
I'm just talking about 50 years, Martin Luther King been dead, 50 years. History will repeat itself. And it's repeating itself right now with Trump in office, and he got us divided right now.
What killed Martin Luther King? Love or
Love and hate. Some people loved him and a lot of people hate him.
Wow.
Even his own people hate him. Malcolm X, same way. Malcolm X, same way. Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis. I go all the way back. I can keep on blaming history.
Thank you for everything you're doing, bro.
Yeah, man. I got power and I got some sense.
Gotcha.
And I study my black history. I study geography. I tell people about their own country. I tell people about Africa. Africa was a gold mine. The white man went up and stole all their gold from them.
Can I put a little shameless plug in here? I'm Boss Skrilla. I got an album out right now. I got that song, Say Her Name, about Breonna Taylor, right? It's authorized by her mother. It's the official one. All the proceeds from the record sales go to the Louisville Urban League so that they can help continue to fight injustice. About to perform over here in a little bit.
Okay, we're going to catch your performance.
Yeah, I'll let you know it, but it's Boss Skrilla right now. Spotify, Amazon, wherever you go, wherever you get your music, download it and everything. Check us out.
Well, I'm glad I met you too.
Boss Skrilla.
And we're still in the struggle.
Yeah, yes. Bro, you've been doing love, but
we're still in 30 years or more.
Yeah,
30 years or more.
Gotta fight.
30 years or more.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
I used to feed all the babies in Shawnee Park when I'm cooking at the dirt boat. I'm gonna tell you who my mentor was. Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier from New York Knicks, way back then, 1973. Jobs here was paying $3.35 an hour, and I said I would never take a $3.35 an hour job, and I didn't. You know what he told me? Because I told him I don't want that kind of work. You know what he told me? Go back to trade school. Go learn your trade. Go back to college. And that way you won't have to work for those 335 hours. You know what I did? I left Kentucky that same year, went to Florida, 17 years old.
Hey, let me go over here and catch some of these young people.
All right, man.
I appreciate
I hope you can put some system in here.
We supposed to million before the video.
Come to show the creative community some love because they've been out here performing their music and so on and so forth. And highlight some of the talent that's coming out of Louisville.
It starts out at Granny's house. We all gather in large amounts. We cooking out, smell it cooking through the house. Paper plates, hand them out. Family and kids is all about. Can see the love through all the smells. The happiness gon' only last a little while. Whoa, cause Granny passed away. Then we realized we only gather when it's at a place. Slowly but surely the family will start to fade away. We all get caught up in cycles that we can't break away. But it's gonna be okay. Why don't waste your time? What's not up in the swing? Let's make this bittersweet. I don't woke up to go to work to get off, to go to work to get off, just to go to sleep, to wake up and go to work. It's like we working just to live, but we not living just to work. Been trying to put the family first by bringing in some kind of work. Now realizing we need a passion, something to feed the action. The kids can be motivation, but we lack the satisfaction, so extract every infraction, cause a negative reaction, then filling that shit with passion, following that shit with action. Purposeless, find your purpose and put down the Percocets. There's a time and place for joking, time and place to handle biz. We can never replace that feeling that's like that 1 in a million in the 21st century. Ain't no village to raise your children. Relaxing, why don't waste your time? What's time up in the swing? Let's take a sip and swing.
The Unity Fair, I say this is absolutely the kind of power that they're afraid of. How many days we've been out here? And we literally trying to figure out what to do with ourselves. This is unity. So now we're talking about justice for Breonna Taylor with a clear mind. Now the atmosphere is positive. Now everybody's looking at everything with clear wits. And now the system is really scared. Now they really fight. Now my man Mike B, he hired me recently. I grew up with this young man, he hired me recently. The CEO of Charitable Affairs of Universal Planning and Development Corporation. If you know anybody in this community that needs a job right now, particularly black folk, there's no reason why they should be working for less than $15 an hour. You tell them to get down there and get at us. Construction, plumbing, electrical. You know anybody that's a contractor and they're not getting the best contracts? That's $10 billion. $10 billion in government contracts right at Fort Knox alone. It can only go to African Americans that live in low-income communities. You know anybody that's a contractor, tell them to get at us. Got money on the table. I said over $20 billion gonna be invested in this community over the next 4 to 6 years. It's time for us to build a new city. It's time for us to make West Louisville truly independent, own city. Acon's about to build a futuristic city with $6 billion. We're about to have over $20 billion.
Hey, we love you.
And my homeboy,
stay with us, hang with us.
Come to the stage.
3 o'clock.
He's got a clothing line.
Worship.
We grew up together. I got a lot of my folk out here, Universal Planning and Development Corporation. We grew up